Going to check out occupied rental properties, it's not for the faint of heart. So we're going to do it together today. We're going to check out a property and I'm going to teach you how you should be getting ready for this. Now, why am I, the property manager, telling you how to do this? Isn't your realtor supposed to take you through this? They are. But I'll be frank, at least where I work, most of our realtors are really good at single family home sales. When it comes to selling you a 4-unit that has people already living in it, they really don't know the difference between that and a single family house you're going to live in. All right, so we're going to go inside here today and people are living there. And that can be awkward. These are people's homes. They're living in them. They're not show places. So when we go in, we're going to, of course, be respectful. We're going to be open, curious, and neutral. We're not going to have any opinions on anything. And we're also not really going to have answers to questions. See, it's really common for the tenants, the residents of the property to be nervous, right? The property's up for sale. They know their current landlord. They don't know who's going to buy the property and they can be really concerned about arrangements that they have or the needs that they have. And they'll start asking you questions. So the most important thing I can tell you right now, your job is to evaluate the property for your purchase, not to entertain their questions. So just let them know, hey, I'm not really sure yet. I'm not even sure if I'm going to buy this place. So all of that's just a bit premature and get yourself out of it, out of those conversations. Don't indulge them. When we walk through the property, we're going to see absolutely every space from basement to attic, every single room, every single unit. Don't believe it when they say they don't have keys or that the keys don't work. If you have to come back another time to see it, then you must. So we're in the basement now. We need to look in the cubby around the corner. There's a door here. What's behind it? We're going to look and see. In this case, it's the exit to the Belco door. I make sure to check everything because I'm looking for potential problems. Could be deferred maintenance, could be tenant noncompliance. But another thing I find so often, especially in the multi-units, is where utilities are crossed. So maybe in the basement, you see air ductwork being shared between the unit or extension cords being run between units. Sometimes you'll see a structure on a property that doesn't have its own meter and must be aligned to one of the residential meters. You need to know what's going on with those so it can be part of your plan to successfully manage the property. The next step in your due diligence is to examine what I call the lease asset. So this could be the lease, pet addendums, lead disclosures, move-in inspections, anything that comes with the business of running this property. Now, you might be able to see that prior to making an offer. It might be something that you get contingent on making the offer. So once you make the offer and it's approved, you get those documents to examine. Now, here's the most important part. You're going to get an email with a mess of digitally scanned files. You need to go through them with a fine-tooth comb. Look for missing pages, look for missing signatures, look for missing information. This is so important. This last month, I onboarded 2 large portfolios. One, owned by a broker of a real estate sales company and property management company. And in that case, there were leases that were not signed by him. And in another case, we have a professionally managed portfolio with 11 units, all occupied, 4 written leases, and only 1 of those was signed. So folks, don't make assumptions about what is in line here because once you bought it, it's yours. There's no takesy-backsies. There's no going back and getting this handled. So you need to know what you're looking for. And by the way, if you don't, maybe you need a property manager to help you. We've seen the property. We've seen the lease assets. Now we need to trust but verify. So anything that you haven't verified, make sure to verify. Do all of that. Now you're going to make a plan. The stabilization plan is what I call it, where we take all the data from these lease assets and our walk through all of our observations and we document it. What are we going to do right away? What are we going to do in 1 to 3 months? What are we going to do in the first year of this property to get it to give us the return that we're looking for? You will have such a higher degree of confidence if you follow this due diligence plan and actually use the information to make an actionable stabilization plan. I want you to get everything you deserve out of these assets, but it starts with you and how you choose and select them.